Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if you were Kanye West, I know you are sitting there, probably hugged up on Bianca, eating some unseasoned salmon on and cucumbers on autopsy tables, listening to like Lost Boys soundtrack, right? But you should also be rolling your eyes at the new BBC documentary, y'all. We gotta talk about this because internet, minding my business, being nosy, and I saw some excerpts from there. I also saw Kanye's ex-business partner saying Kanye said anti-Semitic thing. I don't want to get demonetized. Anti-stuff to me, right? And he was trying to use Kanye for a moment. I think everybody exploiting the fact that Kanye is in his quiet boy era, which this is the Kanye that should be. Yo, let's talk about this because it needs to be said, right? Y'all know when Kanye went on his anti-everybody rant, I was done with him. I still think he needs to apologize. I think the ish is crazy. However, and this has always been the duplicity of Kanye West. Everybody's always like, oh my God, why people always making like an exception for Kanye West? Nobody's making the exception for Kanye West. But if you are any semi cognizant of what's going on in the world, how can we sit there and let people that have done worse or even worse sit there talk about Kanye's mental health while he's not even in the room? Pete crashed into a side of the house and everybody's just like, boys will be boys. And I was like, on crack maybe, what you talking about, right? But honestly, how can you sit there and do all this and we overlook the fact of Kanye's new documentary, the people that made the documentary, the BBC? Let's just Google, let's play a game because like y'all be thinking like I go through like the halls of history and justice and, gossip and whatnot. And sometimes they do, but here's what I really just do to see if something's all cap. Of UK politics, the BBC has been taken over by Tories. They are criticized every single way for being elitist, being racist. I don't want to be demonetized, being anti. Their coverage of Black, brown, anybody not UK white. In UK, when I went over there, I was like, ooh, it's a different type. You see Ukrainians, you see Polish, and they're treated horribly, right? They're in the UK's where it goes deep, right? But let's just do a simple search, right? BBC anti, right? There is a million, and I mean a million stories where the BBC is being criticized for their coverage. They're being called anti-racist. They're being called all these things. The BBC has a long storied past. Just put in those search words with the BBC and you will see what's going on. So when you do that, and it makes you wonder, how can you be mad at one and not the other? This is not to say that anybody should forgive Kanye. It's to say, why are you guys not mad at the other people? Everybody should be canceled. The fact that the same room of fashion people went in on Kanye on his comments, and they were horrible. I went in on too. I was one of the main people. It's like, I'm off of him forever. And I still am until there's an apology to the community. I don't care. And yes, I'll hold my breath. But let's think about it. The Met Gala honored Karl Lagerfeld, noted racist, anti-Semitic. His parents were literal. His dad was a proud, and not not theoretical, not current brown shirt Jordan. No. We are talking like some like third, like some. I'm trying to talk about it. I want to get. We are talking about some. He got honored. He was fat phobic, right? He looked down on people with lower social economic. He looked down on people for the way they dress. He was anti-everybody. He was honored at the Met Gala. You look at, and y'all check out Kanye's post on Instagram. She literally is like the oracle of all things Kanye. You gotta check her out. Emily knows. She got a podcast too. Go ahead and check her out. She interviews a lot of people that are Ye adjacent, so you can get like a little bit more into the brain. And I know most people Ye adjacent are out of their minds, but the fact that Kim just did a campaign and wrote a love letter to D&G, someone that is racist, somebody is anti-Semite, somebody that literally, two people that literally stand 10 toes down on the fact that IVF babies are not real humans. And you got how many IVF babies? But it's all money, right? You all doing business. It's all hypocrisy. And it cracks me up that BBC, anti-racist, classist, elitist, anti-Semitic, they're everything rolled into one. They're always getting sued, or the watchdogs are on them. They had the nerve to put out a documentary criticizing Kanye. Again, I'm not saying Kanye's right. I'm saying, are we going to start throwing everybody away, or like, what's going? Because I'm confused. And if you have any doubts what I'm saying, please go your fave in fashion. Whatever you like, your fave artist, your fave TV presenter, Google DV, essay, anti-racist, homophobic. Google that and see that, and don't just do the first search of Google's. Go to second, third, fourth, fifth. You don't believe me? You'll be surprised how many people. Ari Emanuel, who literally was the person responsible for canceling Kanye West. And again, Kanye deserved to be canceled. But Ari, you're the one that's doing it? Because Ari, how many lawsuits you got for racial discrimination? How many lawsuits you got because you don't want Black people living in certain communities? How many lawsuits did your brother have? Let's not forget the tragedy that happened in Chicago. What's his name's? His brother's watch, Rum. Like, are y'all serious? Y'all want to sit there and like make heroes out of people. You look at Obama, yeah, it was great. He did a lot of great things. Flint, Michigan happened under him. He went to Flint, Michigan and stood in the faces of parents whose kids were being poisoned. Everybody knew they were poisoned. And the federal government, because they don't want to get FEMA funds, he literally sat there, drank a fake glass of water and looked into everyone's face and said the water's safe, and left and didn't work out. Do you know how many tragedies came down under Obama? Do you know how much he turned his back on the community? Listen, let me stop because I don't want to get into the thing. My point is, he was great at a lot of things, but there's a lot of things he dropped the ball. But just because somebody is your fave doesn't mean they deserve a free pass, right? Kanye doesn't deserve, well, he's not my fave, but even if he was, he wouldn't deserve a free pass. No one does. My whole point isn't to say, so we should leave Kanye alone. No, I'm saying, why don't we hold everybody accountable? Anyway, with that said, let's talk about this clout chaser that literally had the nerve. Let's talk about this clout chaser that had the nerve to say what Kanye said. Hold on, y'all. Honestly, I'm sick of these headlines. Pete is admits, like, it's, and I don't even want to compare Pete, but it's just like, are you serious? Kanye asked a homeless man to run his presidential campaign. The fact that I want to know, was he qualified? Everybody's laughing at Kanye. So you look past the titles people put on you in society. Mainly homeless people are worthless, and you must be a derelict or just useless or worthless, and that's why you're homeless, instead of looking at homeless as a manifestation of late stage capitalism. There has to be people in poverty, working class, middle class, because everybody can't be rich. Capitalism would, I'm not going to get into social economic, but here's what I am saying. The fact that everybody is sitting there, sorry y'all, just woke up. The fact that there's my morning alarm. The fact that everybody is literally sitting there acting like Kanye asking a homeless man to be his presidential campaign manager is so crazy. Have you seen the people in office? Have you seen the people running UK? Did you see what the Tories are doing? Have you seen the British royal family? Have you seen Boris Johnson, Theresa May? Y'all crashed your own economy by electing religious zealots so that the Tories so that the Tories could rob the country blind and give $500 billion in tax cuts to the 1%. And y'all got the nerve? Oh, that's right. It's so crazy for a homeless person, somebody living in their car, to be capable of doing anything great. Least of all, because don't you know, when you're homeless, you're just a loser and your brain don't work. The fact that nobody sees that this is steeped in just artificial labels, like it's just label. Anyway, let me shut up and get into this stuff, right? Listen to what this fool said. He had the nerve to say that so anyway, the trouble with Kanye, right? Alex Klein, the musician's former friend and business associate, claimed that Kanye negatively referenced J people, don't want to get demonetized, while expressing frustration over his losses. He says, we turned down $10 million. Kanye was very angry. You know, he was saying, I feel like I want to smack you. You're exactly like the other Jays, almost relishing and reveling in how offensive he could be, using the phrase hoping to hurt me. I asked him and I said, do you really think Jays are working together to hold you back? And he said, yes, I do. But it's not even a statement that I need to take back, because look at all the energy around me right now. Without that statement, I wouldn't become president. Let me tell y'all something. Do y'all believe that? Honestly, Kanye said so many crazy stuff. Maybe he said that. Honestly, I don't know. But honestly, this guy's probably looking for cap, because you didn't cut ties with him at all. You weren't repping your set. If this happened, what did you do? You did nothing. You buckled down. You rolled it out. It was all about that money. And only when everybody was kicking Kanye while he was down, and y'all thought, Alex thought, that he could somehow get stem player away and take all the profits and kick Kanye out. Little did he know, when he kicked Kanye out, the profits went too. Honestly, listen, do you know what I think the issue is with this, besides everybody being massive hypocrites? I think the media is just mad that they just can't control Ye. But I think it's more about what Kanye represents. Kanye represents youth. Yeah, he's getting old as heck, but he represents youth. And I don't mean like the youth. I just mean he represents youth. When you're too young to know better, right? You're old enough to know better. No, you're too young to know better, but you're old enough to not care. Kanye just doesn't care. And he lives in his truth no matter what. And the one thing is, the world tells you don't live in your truth because it'll destroy you. And he literally got destroyed. Everybody danced on his grave. And now he's rising up again. Y'all, it's going to be interesting to see what Kanye's journey is in the next year. He's going to have to start opening his mouth. Bianca's probably going to open Instagram. Kanye is going to have to start opening his mouth. He's going to become more and more visible. He goes through cycles. This hermit mode he is, we all know it's not going to last forever. I pray that he has taken this time, opened his heart, added love, thought about the dumb shit he says out of his mouth and the way it only holds him back. You know? But anyway, y'all, that's just my 2 cents on what's going on. I just really don't understand how the BBC, of all people, is having a documentary about somebody saying something that's any type of offensive to any ethnic or religious background. Because, baby, just Google the BBC. But anyway, hypocrites are going to hypocrite. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.